What's up guys, it's Spiderwolf back for another Umamusume video. So today we're going over the brand new character coming out very soon, and like basically when this video comes out, well, a couple hours afterwards, Curren Chan and a brand new support banner. But before we get started, I greatly appreciate this. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and really me out. Trying to get 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But with that being said, let's get into this. Sorry for the intro being a little bit long. But yeah, you know, we got a brand new Uma here, Curren Chan, and then we have a new support banner, yeah, with Yukino Bijin and Nishino Flower. So we're going over both of these support cards, as well as the brand new Uma a little bit, and going over if you really should be summoning or not. Quick little heads up though, probably shouldn't. Probably should just still be focusing solely on Kirisong Black banner and trying to get more summons out of that banner until that banner is gone, is what I would personally recommend. But of course, I did want to also mention this. We did actually get 3,000 carats, which if you guys haven't played the game consistently, you know, you guys would know. But yeah, we did get 3,000 carats like 2 days ago, which I actually didn't know until logging in the game. I was surprised I got 3,000 carats. Sadly, I didn't get anything good out of this. Some people did get lucky, don't probably get some dupes, but they're finding one if needed. Anyways, going over to Curren Chan here. She's basically, you know, she's mainly focused into power. She has some decent stance into guts, wit, and speed. However, her weakest one is stamina. She's built for turf, sprint, pace. She can work in the front. You can make her work in mild, but it's gonna be a little more rough. And then she's pretty much bad to useless in dirt, medium, long, late, and end. Her growth rate is preferably more towards speed and really towards power, which is really good in those two. Her unique skill here, look at Curren, gain momentum and begin to advance when passing another runner while well positioned around halfway through the race. That's not too bad, I suppose. Yeah, that's not too bad. It works out pretty well with pace, and then you can technically make that work out with front. Though definitely this works better with pace since it's talking about passing another runner, right? Now her potential skills here. Level 2, you have meticulous measures, which costs 140 skill points, and basically moderately prepares to make for the finish line mid-race sprint. So basically this is going to be useful. This is only going to proc on sprints, and then you have a pretty decent chance of was it Curren here basically, or any Uma that does get the skill to basically be able to like get right to the finish line, or like, you know, as it says right, prepared to make for the finish line mid-race. So basically just them getting ready, which I'm going to assume what that also means is maybe them like moving towards like a better position, kind of like basically a positioning skill, so that way they have a quicker and easier route towards making it past the finish line, is what I'm assuming this means. Of course, it only works in sprints. Now, we have the other one here, level 3, Dazzling Disorientation, costs 110 skill points. Of course, remind you, all these get lower when you do unlock the hint. And basically what this one does is that it moderately narrow the field of view for runners behind when positioned toward the front late race as a pace chaser. So this is going to be great, you know, of course, as a pace chaser. This is also a debuff skill for all other Umas. So basically anybody that is in late or end is getting screwed over. And then if they're like a front runner or a pace chaser that's like on the same level, then they won't really be getting this debuff, but that's good for them. This is pretty good too, so that way you can basically screw over other Umas behind. And you know, the Uma that does have this, or Curren Chan if you're running her, so that way they basically like may get boxed in a little bit easier, or might not realize they can go out and, you know, speed up that way too. At level 4 here we have Prepare to Pass, costs 180 skill points, slightly increased ability to break out of pack at the final corner. Pace chaser, this one's usually pretty good as well, because sometimes there's chances where your Umas do get blocked in, and something like this is going to be great to help them like squeeze on out. So this is another good one. Then last one here, level 5, Adorned by All, costs 170 skill points. Intimidate runners behind when positioned toward the front, early race, sprint. To be honest, I don't know for these skills when they say position towards the front or position towards the back, if this is specifically saying that it's only for the front one or only for like the end one. But I'm going to assume what this means is that if it's a front or pace, this would work. And then if it's like, you know, towards the back, then I'm assuming late to end is probably what those are. That's what I'm kind of like assuming is how those work, is where the 2 that are towards the front will count, and then the 2 for the back will count for the ones that are, you know, talking about the back. But I'm not too sure. Let me know down in the comments below if I'm wrong about that, or if it goes if it means something else, right? And then we have the support card here. Oh, I guess before we go on the support card, yeah, like I said, for Curren Chan, she's not too bad. She's not like one of those like Umas that are like really good. And at the same time, right, with how things are going for global and all that, because apparently we're getting like a bit of a speed up schedule to eventually catch up with JP in the future. I'd say, like how I have said things before, you should probably just summon for only the Umas you're really interested in. Otherwise, you should probably just save for like any really good support banner cards or whatever. But at this point, once Kitasan Black is over, you can kind of save for whatever you want, whether that be any other upcoming Umas you're interested in, or maybe some of the more like overpowered support card banners, but we won't be having one of those for a while. What we will be having is a lot of good Umas coming up soon here that you could go for, but then again, power creep is a bit rampant in those games, so even if you do go for that meta, since we are going a bit faster than JP was, it may not be a good idea to do that, go down that route. If you were interested in going for meta though, it may be better to kind of like prioritize like specific Umas that are usually that like have lasted for like a longer period amount of time, so that we get a bit more use out of them. Like Christmas Ogre is like a decent option to go for, or Summer Marzensky for like the whole them being a parent and then being able to pass down skills that are really, really good. But you could do it that way or a different way or whatever. It's really up to you for Umas. Umas in my opinion are kind of just like whoever you really want to go for is perfectly fine, because you're going to be using most Umas anyways, or a lot of Umas to do a bunch of different things. Me personally, the one I'm looking forward to is the El Condor Pasa, the fantasy one. That's how I'm going to be going for when she does come out. And then the thing that kind of sucks is Summer Marzensky also comes out somewhat recent or close to that, so I'm interested in something for her. Anyways, let's go to support card banner now. So we have Yukino Bijin. So we have unique perk here, Hometown Cheers, level 30. So basically just one copy of it, training effectiveness and race bonus, career event, no stopping me, costs 150 skill points, increased maneuverability when the way ahead is blocked in the last sprint. Also, it's not too bad. Basically just more movement skill, another movement skill here to kind of help your Umas out pretty much. And then we have a bunch of other things here, basically the passives or whatever from like the different levels, and what it gives you basically, right? So we'll be going over this on a different website. So quickly looking back on Curren Chan using Game Toro, really good site. Here's her base stats here, what she gets minimum. These are going to be her max stats when you do get her up to 5 stars. So you got 130 power, a bit more stamina, 71. We got 119 speed, 111 wit, so I mean not wit, 111 guts, and then 119 wit. So this is pretty much the same. Going over all this stuff here, all the skills, awakening skills, yeah, so pretty much all the same stuff we already saw. These are going to be her other races here and how you get better skills. So basically, if you want any of these races, you get the upgraded version for her debuff skill, which basically at around a point during the final leg, if you're in the first half of the pack, your speed will slightly increase and you'll lower point of view for all enemies behind you, which is going over that one debuff, right? Which is basically going over the dazzling disorientation, so that one basically becomes a lot stronger. Then our other debuff here, the way you unlock the upgrade for this one is having charming status effect at the end of training, or at least 150,000 fans, so a little bit rough, not too bad. And also winning any G1 race 3 times, my bad. And basically the upgrade for this one is that at around a point in the opening leg, if you're in the first half of the pack, you'll drain speed from all enemies behind you, which is actually pretty good. The original one was basically intimidate all runners behind, so now you're getting a bit more, I guess, stamina from them or something. I guess is what they're saying, because it's saying you're draining their speed, or maybe just saying kind of the same thing, their speed gets drained. Then here's the ones from events. So we have frenzied late surgers, increased time needed for late surgers to calm down when they become rushed, and then sprinting gear, slightly increased acceleration on a straight. I usually like those that kind of speed up like that. And then here's all her different races here. You gotta have 3,000 fans. You're gonna be going to Phillies Revenue or Revu. You're gonna be going to Iowa Stakes, Hakoda Sprint Stakes, Sprinter Stakes, Ocean Stakes. I'm gonna say this horribly. Takamatsuno no Yuma, Kinen, and then Sprinter Stakes. So these are all the races. So if you guys are wondering like what races this Uma has, because some of those kind of do matter, especially for some events, right? Where like, oh, if you guys remember like the last event we just had, like a mini event or whatever, to get some of the rewards, you literally had to like do some specific races. And if you guys notice, some Umas maybe may or may not have it. So here's all the races that this Uma has. So if you're interested in any of these, there you guys go. But yeah, not too crazy. I think she's a fine Uma. Like if you like Curren Chan, go for her. I don't think it's a bad idea. But at the same time, I'd say probably best to just keep something on Kitasan Black until her banner is gone. Anyways, let's go over to Yukino Bijin now. So, I guess we already did, right? But let's go over her again one more time, but on Game Toro. So we went over, that these are her abilities, right? Her unique perk and her career event. Now let's go over a bit more detail. So this is going to be her base stats at 0 dupes, which not too crazy, but this is what it's basically looking like. So at 0 dupes, we went over unique effect here. Increases the effectiveness of training performed together by 5% and increase that gain from races of 5%. Her friendship bonus is 15%. Her mood effect is 40%. Wit friendship recovery is only 3. Initial friendship gauge is 20. Hint levels is 2, level 2. Hint frequency is 30%, and then specialty priority is 20. Now at max dupes, we're now looking at 20% friendship bonus, so that went up by 5. Mood effect is now 60, so that went up by an extra 20%. Wit friendship recovery is now 5. It used to be 3, so it went up by 2. Initial friendship gauge is 25, went up by 5 because originally it was 20. Hint level stays the same, sadly. Hit frequency gets increased by 10%, so now it's 40%. Special priority goes from 20 to 35, so now it's 15%. And then she gets wit bonus 1, so basically an extra wit basically whenever she does wit bonus or wit training. And then initial wit is now 30, so basically increases initial wit when beginning a career playthrough, so she gets additional wit immediately off of that, which is kind of nice, which is not too bad. And then these are going to basically be her hints, which are basically going to reduce the cost of these skills here. So we have Winter Runner, basically become better, you do better in winter. We have Nakayama Race Course, which is basically do better in this specific race course. We have Steadfast here, slightly increased ability to fight back when passed by another runner on the final corner. Of course, this has a different name on global, because all these are kind of different from JP to global with the translations. We have Medium Corner, slightly increased velocity on the corner, medium. And then stat, of course, we went with the stat gain. She gets plus 6 wit, and then plus 5 skill points. So these will have probably, I think these, I'm pretty sure these have different names on global, but if you guys can tell by the description, they should basically give you an idea of what these are going to be basically getting a decrease in cost, right? So let's see. I'd say from these, I think the corner one's pretty good, and then the one of increased ability to fight back when getting passed by another runner, I think is also quite good as well, personally. We also have these skills from events. So we have inner post proficiency and moderately increased performance in brackets 1 to 3. I think that one's okay. Hydrate, slightly recover endurance mid race. I think this one's not too bad for pace chasers. We have no stopping me. Increased maneuverability when the way ahead is blocked in the last square. I think this one's not too bad either, but it's not really going to help you speed up. It's just going to help you, like, it's going to be one of those skills that can help you, like, getting or stopping, like, from getting your Uma blocked, right? So that's pretty good. And then we have corner acceleration, which is basically, whenever you go corner, you're going to be going a lot faster, right? Or your Uma's going to be going a lot faster. So honestly, kind of decent, not too bad for what it's giving you. Of course, that's at max dupes, right? Some of these things won't be proc. These should be procking. The things you won't get like some of these, right? Some of these will be lower if you have this as 0 dupes. Now if we go to a tier list here, which I couldn't find the original tier list where I pull this from, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's from a Google Doc, but when I tried backtracking to look for it, I literally couldn't find it. I think it might be because on the Google Doc it did mention that their tier listing was a little bit outdated, but this should still be fine for the time being, I'm pretty sure. I'm a little bit confused as to why I can't find this anymore. Maybe it was like a different Google Doc that I can't find anymore, but I luckily took screenshots, so I can at least go back to my screenshots for this tier list, which for the time being should basically be correct until we hit maybe like 3 years from now of like JP content, and then maybe it might change quite a bit, probably. But this should still be pretty accurate for global, at least until the end of the year, and maybe even until the end of next year. Anyways, we have, if we go specifically looking at the Yukino Bijin card, it's going to be a wit card, if you guys could tell, it's a wit. And this one at max dupes is actually a B tier, right? Because this is basically going off of max dupes and a couple no dupes, right? Or like maybe 2 dupes or whatever, right? Basically the ones that are more important here, right? So Bijin at max dupes is B tier. Which is funny because there's literally 3 SR cards that are way better than Bijin at MLB, right? I forgot the names of some of these, but as you guys can see, there's like Take one, the Daiwa Scarlet one. I forgot what her name was, but this chick as well. I do have this one at MLB actually, so I'm pretty happy. I mean, to be fair, getting MLB for SR cards aren't too difficult, right? So it's not that bad. And then of course, with Finemotion at max dupes is way better. And what's funny too is that Finemotion at 2 dupes is actually better than Bijin here, which is kind of funny, right? Like literally 2 dupes of a SSR card is better than the fucking MLB of an SSR card, right? Kind of crazy. But yeah, as you can see, like not really that crazy, not really a card you need to go out of your way for. I mean, heck, what is it? Literally 2 dupes for an SR card already beats out Bijin here, and even 0 dupes of Finemotion literally beats 2 dupes of Bijin, and then of course we have was it Air's Shocky or whatever, I forgot the name was, but this like really shitty card that's like even with Maggie Dupes it's still complete garbage, which is kind of crazy, but it's probably because of the passives and stats and all that, right? Like all this stuff here, and then heck, even the actual skills from the card too are probably why that card's so low. But yeah, Bijin's not a really crazy card. It's not really gonna help you that much, to be honest. Like this SR card's gonna be way more useful, so not really a card you really need to go out of your way for. Now let's take a look at the SR card, because SR cards do matter quite a bit. So let me go take a quick little look at that. And then here's the Nishino one. So basically we'll go over what it does real quick here, but it's not too bad. It's like a decent card. So here it is at 0 dupes basically, which, you know, I think is probably still fair enough to show, right? Because we're still kind of like, not early game, but you know, some people may not have some of these cards at MLB right away, right? Because it is a little bit hard to get some of these cards at MLB. But of course, this is what we're running with at 0 dupes. So we got 15% amplifies the mood, effect of mood when trading together by 15%. You get a 5% stack gain from laces, which is decent. Friendship bonus of 15%, race bonus of 5%, fan bonus of 15%, mood effect is 30%, initial friendship gauge is 20, specialty priority is 35, and then initial power is 15. Now on max dupes we're looking at 20% friendship bonus, 10% race bonus, which is actually pretty good. Fan bonus 20%, mood effect 40%. Initial friendship gauge 25, specialty priority 50, initial power 20, hint level 2, hint frequency 30%, and then power 1 bonus when you basically start, or when you train together. So decent stats. Specialty priority gets jumped up by almost 25%, or not 25%, by almost 25. I think it's more like 15, right? Or no, I think that's right. But you know, basically like 25. I think that's less than that, but around there basically. I'm just a little bit lazy to do the math, but it's basically around there. Initial power gets bumped up by 5, so it becomes 20. And then she gets hint level 2 and the hit frequency of 50%, so that's pretty decent. Friendship bonus goes up by 5. Race goes up by 5 as well. Fan bonus goes up by 5. Mood goes up by 10%. And then initial friendship gauge goes up by 5 as well. So overall, you know, not too many bad things. These are her support hints, which is going to basically give you a discount on. So Hashini race course discount, standard distance, which basically will moderately increase performance over standard distance, multiples of 400. I think this is good, but only under specific circumstances, which whenever you're able to like meet this requirement, then I think this is good. Otherwise, I think this isn't that good. We have firm conditions, moderately increased performance on firm ground. This one I think is not too bad either, but I think also a little bit more situational, or technically less situational, but I think this one's not too bad either, if you are able to do the firm ground requirement. We have pace chaser corners, slightly increased velocity on a corner as a pace chaser. We have updrafters, slightly increased passing ability when positioned toward the back late race. I think this one's pretty good, especially for like gold she or gold chip. I like this one, especially if you're running her, because she's literally in the back. Then she's gonna be able to have easier attempts, you know, blasting through everybody else in the front, right? And their stat gain is +2 stamina and then +6 power. Her skills from the event are going to be slightly increased velocity on a straight and a slightly increased acceleration on a straight. That's not too bad, I think. So I think those are decent, even if they are slightly. And then, of course, it is power 1, right? Or strength, or whatever the heck. Now, if you go to the tier list here, that's power. My bad. It's actually not bad, right? It's B tier. It's pretty good for the most part. Though this other one is pretty good here. The only things I did see another tier list where they actually rated Biwa to be better than this one up here. That's an A tier. So, you know, there's a bit of like, you know, change up here and there, right? With like which ones are better for the most part. But at the same time, it is an SR card. Usually like all SR cards for the most part, if you're able to MLB them, are like, you know, you might as well run them because you're going to be generally better than most, you know, 0 dupe SSR cards anyways. But, you know, some are clearly better than others. But at the very least, Nishino Flowers in B tier, which is still pretty good. You know, already beats out the Vodka one, the SSR Vodka card, which is really, really good. And one of the top tier ones with El Condor Pasa. Granted, only really, really good one to at least get, looks like 2 dupes in them. Once you at least get 2 dupes in either one of those, then those become way better and probably the ones you're going to be running. But for the time being, you're going to probably be running the MLB version of these SR cards. And also, the Nishino Flower is not too bad. So if you decided to pull on the support card banner, which I highly recommend against, you are at least getting a decent value from the SR card. But the SSR card isn't really going to give you that much value. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, you know. We should be getting a brand new Uma and all that stuff relatively soon, most likely, as well as more banners. Kitasan Black banner will only be lasting for about a week, I think. Technically more like a couple days left for Kitasan Black, so if you guys are still trying to summon her, keep doing that, keep grinding, because you guys only got a couple more days. Though at the same time, right, don't worry, it's not the end of the world if you did get her, or if you didn't, or if you didn't get that many dupes, or yada yada yada. It's not the end of the world as long as you got a decent amount of SR cards and dupes, you know, MLB SR cards. You're gonna be perfectly fine. You just enjoy the game, keep racing, keep learning. I'm same thing as I'm doing. I'm trying to keep learning about the game here and there when I do have a chance to build better Umas for future content. And then eventually, as we keep playing, we'll be given more chances to get these SSR cards duped up. So we'll be able to, like, you know, make them actually reach their true value and peak. And then it won't really be as much of an issue. Same thing with, like I said in my last couple of videos for Uma, right? For and streams. Kitasan Black, it's a great card. Not really why you're summoning on the Kitasan Black banner, but of course, if you are able to get multiple dupes, especially MLB, then you got like the best case scenario. Otherwise, the scenario you're really looking for is just getting multiple copies of SR cards, and hopefully at least maybe one copy of Kitasan Black if you did get lucky. Otherwise, you would just get one from at least hitting Hard Pity, right? But yeah, you know, that pretty much wraps it up. So hope this helps you guys out. Let me know if there's anything I should know about in the comments below, or any other details, or if I got something wrong here and there. I would really appreciate it, because this game has like a whole bunch of information to kind of like get down and learn. So let me know down in the comments below how I did, and you know, yada yada with that. But with that being said, if you guys are planning to summon here, if you guys are whales or you really like Curren Chan, good luck with the summons, as well as good luck with the summons like Kitasan Black if you guys are still summoning for her. And with that being said, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace and take care, everybody.